And good afternoon. We welcome you to the 4A Regional Championships from Abilene High School. Rocky Downing along with Benny Wallace. We have our studio engineer, Bernie Fancella. And Benny, here it is once again. We say it every year. We've said it for the last 2 weeks leading up to this event. Hard to believe the postseason has already arrived. But once again, we say it, and once again, we mean it.
Blink of an eye.
It is
already here, so it's that time of the year, and we're excited for the outcome today, see what the Tigers can put together.
The first three Tigers have buys. Brett Coppice at 106, Bryden Shoemaker at 113, Parker Tholstrup at 120, all with buys in the opening round. We're going to get you a look at what is coming up in this first round. They are underway, 106, actually the 113-pound weight class right now. In the opening rounds on the front side, then they'll wrestle the championship quarterfinals, then the first round of consolation, and then the final round of the day will be the championship semifinals later on tonight, before the cross-bracketing begins tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Stay with us. We'll continue with more. Waiting for our first match to get underway. We'll come back, give you a further look at what's to come right after this. We'll begin back in Abilene, the 4A Regional Championships here. Rocky Downing, Benny Wallace. Our studio engineer is Bernie Fancella. The Clay Center Tigers' first four weight classes they'll be wrestling in. At 103, Red Coppice at 113, Bryden Shoemaker, Parker Tholstrup at 120, and Reed Knitter at 138. All have first-round buys. Red Coppice knows they'll take on Abilene's, Haug in the second round. That matchup has already been set. The first match for the Tigers today will be at 145. Keegan Brownell takes on Tristan Stillwagon of Rock Creek, 9-22 senior, and then at 152 it'll be Ethan Alquist. The freshman goes against Scott Ratke, 32-3, a junior, in that matchup at 152 pounds. Ratke is out of McPherson. Of course, McPherson state-ranked, and one of the state-ranked wrestlers there as well for the Clay Center Tigers. So first two matches at 145 and 152. Right now we're going to take you back to the studio, and when we're ready to go with that first match at 145 with Keegan Brownell, we'll bring you back live to Abilene. And good afternoon. We do have our first match on the mat as Keegan Brownell, the junior at 6-5, battled through injuries, back again. He's taking on Tristan Stillwagon out of Rock Creek, and we are underway in our first match of the day. First weight classes had buys for the Tigers. Good front headlock early. He's milking him down to the net, now works it behind and has a 2-point takedown. Good start, baby.
Yeah, it was. Stillwagon went in for a kind of a weak double leg, and Keegan stopped that and just milked him down and came around behind for the 2 points. So working the arms hard, but right on the edge of the circle. Here he might get a little tilt points here. Gets a couple of back points on the tilt. I believe. Nope.
Did not award him.
Yep,
Flag does it.
Got two out of that. Now he gets him back over, and he's got another tilt going. He's got a couple more back points. Looks like he's going to get two more right now.
Keegan leading early in this first match, first period, a minute 15. At 152, we'll also have Ethan Alquist going to the Tigers.
Had a leg in, kind of rolled over and through, and then they did go on out of bounds. So good start here for Keegan. He's leading 6-0 as they go back to center, and Keegan's on top.
Red Coppice, Bryden Shoemaker, Parker Tholstrup, Reed Knitter all had first-round buys. And so our first match here, Keegan Brownell leading 6-0.
Whistle start, and Keegan hits him real hard, gets the lundy in, holds it back. Now he sits out, so he jerks him back. Now he's getting back points. He's
got a shoulder with his chin. He's trying to get down to the mat. The official taking a look at him. Now he readjusts. He's really close, and there it is, the Tiger pin. So a good start for the Tigers. Keegan Brownell with a stick here in the opening match at 145 pounds.
Real nice job at Stillwagon. Did kind of a set out, and Keegan just jerked it back and got on top of him, put a lot of pressure, and got that fall. So a good start for him.
Brownell with the win. The next match will be at 152 pounds. That will be Ethan Alquist. He has the McPherson wrestler, 32-3 junior Scott Ratke he'll be taking on. That'll be coming up next when he's set to go. We'll bring you back again to Abilene. Remember, Tiger Wrestling continues through today in this opening round. Our first match of the day, Keegan Brownell, a win by fall over Stillwagon of Rock Creek. Back once again, we bring you to Abilene. Clay Center Tiger Wrestling here in the 4A Regional Championship. Thus far, Red Coppice, Bryden Shoemaker, Parker Tholstrup at 106, 113, 120, and Reed Knitter at 138 all had first-round buys. And then Keegan Brownell, you just heard, win by a fall for the Tigers. And Ethan Alquist is due up next. And in fact, the next mat available, we believe, will be Alquist's chance to take the mat. We also have at 160, Tyson Tipsworth's going to be wrestling. Quentin Schultz at 182. And then Gavin Ware has a first-round bye. At 220 pounds, Keegan McDonald and at the heavyweight Logan McDonald both have first-round matches here at the 4A Regional Championships. So that sets the stage on what has taken place thus far. Ethan Ahlquist, we see waiting to get on the mat right now. He's got a tough draw to begin with. In fact, Benny made the comment as he looked through the brackets, tough draw overall for the Tigers today.
We lost a lot of coin tosses.
Incidentally.
Anyway, you know, we got to wrestle them all here.
Right.
So, but when you're starting with the best, then it's going to be pretty tough because we got a lot of number one seeds that we're grew into. But you know, never know this time of the year. Something crazy can happen.
Strange things have happened before, that is for sure. Ethan Ahlquist has McPherson Scott Ratke, a junior, at 32-3. Again, we're waiting for his mat to open up. And when it does, we'll bring you his match at 152 pounds coming up next. Once again, back in Abilene, there is a match still going on before Ethan Ahlquist gets a chance to go. We'll also be keeping an eye on the bout number for Tyson Tipsort, who's going at 160 pounds, that very next weight class. So they have those fairly close together. Right now, we've got one period to go before Ethan Ahlquist can go at 152 pounds. Again, the Tigers' Keegan Brownell winning by fall just moments ago. And the first four wrestlers for the Tigers, Compass, Shoemaker, Tholstrup, Knitter, having first-round buys. Another timeout. We'll come back, see how close we are to next match here at 152 for Ethan Ahlquist. Tigers getting set to go. Ethan Ahlquist, well, we had him checked in, and now they're going to move him to another match. So they are going to stay with the original plan. Coach Michael Patnode and Ethan having a good laugh because there's several teams right now confused as to where they're checking in. It's not just Ethan that was part of that mix. So,
well, I kind of wondered, the one wrestler from Andale was looking at him like, what are you doing here, dude? Oh, I'm not supposed to wrestle a Clay Center kid.
So Ethan goes back to where he was waiting, and now they're down to about 30 seconds left in the match before his. So
almost a fall, but let's see if that can happen.
It is a fall. So we are ready to go now. That was an Abilene-Chapman matchup, by the way, and Abilene winning that match. 152 pounds, it'll be, again, Ethan Ahlquist, a freshman at 8-15. He's got Scott Ratke of McPherson, 32-3 on the season. He is a junior for McPherson, who is state ranked. I was going to look and give you the ranking on him individually. I know McPherson, El Dorado, Marysville, Abilene as teams, all state ranked coming in here to the championships. And number 2 ranked is Scott Ratke out of McPherson at 32-3. So, yes, a tough draw for Ethan Ahlquist, to say the least.
Okay, now he's not wrestling on this lap.
They just jumped the number on his bout. Okay.
Yep. So, kind of hard to tell so far what's going on, but we'll figure it out before too long.
They are down to a few seconds left in the match, well on the other end of the gym, but they haven't even looked toward that mat yet.
So Coach Michael Patnode is almost like, okay, well, right now they're on 26, we're supposed to be 25.
Yeah, the bout numbers are listed, of course, on the brackets for those who know wrestling, and Ethan's bout number was 25. 24 just wrestled, and they jumped to 26. We're not sure why. We'll take another timeout, though, and bring you back again and keep you posted on when our next match will take place. Stay with us. And just like that, we thought we were going to have a few more minutes before Ethan takes the mat, but there was a pin before his matchup, and so he is out on the mat, checked in, ready to go. And Ratke from McPherson makes his way over to check in against the second-rate wrestler in this 160 or 52-pound weight class. Ethan's been out there for a while, staying loose, and shaking the hands. We are underway at 152.
Ratke comes in right away and starts banging the head and working the hands.
And a little overhook, tries to go low, and Ethan gets down on the same level.
Does a little arm drag down the horse. Brad grabs the outside leg, goes to a double, cuts it off, and then gets a 2-point takedown.
And it quickly lets him escape, so it's 2-1. And they go back to work on their feet.
Ethan gets a 2-on-1 Russian, but that's the head on the wrong side, kind of backs out of that.
So they again go forehead to forehead. Ethan again with that 2-on-1. Now gives up the arm.
He's got an underhook, tries to trip the inside, then not there, comes back out, goes for an outside single. He's got one leg hook, pulls the second one in, cuts across it, and gets another takedown. 4-1, Radke.
If he lets him up again, he's just going to let him go back up and go back to their feet. So it's now 4-2.
Radke's very good on his feet, so he's comfortable. He just been taking Ethan down and patting him right away.
An outside single. And gives that all the way shuck by as they were down on their knees, and he gets another 2-point takedown, leads 6-2, and again lets him back up.
Goes right to a low single this time on Ethan, catches the ankle. Now he's lifting, trying to come out the back door. Cuts through. Ethan does a good job of keeping hold of the waist, but he's going to have to cut the waist and belly down, or he's going to get put to his back.
And he does just that and gives up the 2-point takedown. He's trailing 8-3, and now Radke lets him back up again at 8-4.
Really frustrating as a wrestler if you can't do real well on your feet, and he's trying really hard, but Scott Radke is just really good on his feet. Just kind of cuts him. By now, Ethan got a 2-on-1 rush and goes to a fireman's. Got
6 seconds in the first period.
Radke reaches back, though, and gets Ethan's ankle and pulls it in and gathers it for another 2-point takedown.
Radke very in control. He walked over to check in. He looked like he'd half asleep. He still kind of does, but he is so smooth on the mat. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah. Very good shape. You can tell he's cut down to this weight class, and looks like he's in good condition.
Underway in the second period, Alquist trailing 10-4.
On their feet, Ethan's trying to do a lot of hand fighting, getting wrist control. Tried to rush him again, wasn't there, so he let go of it. Try to inside, there's a little head. Radke goes in, there's a fireman, lets go of it, comes around behind to get another 2-point takedown.
So 12-4, Radke is McPherson leading. He's number 2 ranked at 152, and he's going to give another escape up. He leads 12-5. And there's a big double leg he goes in.
Gets real low, goes to a double, now he kind of cradles it up. Hasn't got any points off of it yet, but he's in a cradle right now, so Ethan's trying to get out of it, and he does pop his head through and gets away for a 1-point escape.
14-6 now. Alquist trailing here at 152 pounds.
Radke tries to fireman, it's not there, so he ducks under, it comes around behind. He's trying to get around behind. Ethan's got the arm, but he lets go, so he gives up the 2-point takedown again.
Completely blocked by the score clock right now, Benny, but it's 16-6. I know Alquist did fall behind by 10 on that last move by Radke.
Radke's trying to throw a half hand and bar the far arm, but now Ethan peels that arm back, so gets it off there. Radke does a strap. He's trying to spiral right him down with a strap, and Ethan reaches back, grabs the leg. He had a little Granby opportunity, but kind of missed that. Right now, Scott Radke's in pretty good control on top, right on the edge of the mat.
19 to work, second period. It's 16-6. Radke leads by 10.
Radke's got a far arm, and he's trying to just kind of roll through with it. It's not there. Ethan's blocking that off.
Now near the edge, he tries to stretch Alquist out, get an angle. He can't get any back points. 2 seconds remaining. They'll bring them back to center.
Ethan hustles back to the middle, takes a down position. Radke gets on top. 2 seconds left here in the second. Radke just goes to an ankle just to ride it out for the end of the second period.
16-6. We go to the final period. Ethan Alquist will be in the up position to begin. Down by 10.
Ethan starts on the right side. Grabs the outside ankle. Stops that initial move. Trying to get that Lundy in. It looks like a cross. And he's grabbed the leg. So now he's trying to work himself up. Taking his time. Wrapping the waist. Radke reaches back, grabs the leg. Ethan's kind of getting a little bit out of position. Radke switches around. Starts coming around. Now he just lifts. He doesn't have quite the cradle, but it's close. And there's a pin.
Just able to lift after Ethan had ridden pretty good for a while, and had him in kind of a frustrated position. But finally, Radke of McPherson gets the pin here in the third period. So Alquist will drop back to the backside and will wrestle later on this evening in the first consolation round. That's the number 2 ranked wrestler. He just took to the third period anyway.
Yeah.
Despite the loss by a ball. Tigers next up will be at 160 pounds. One of the Tigers seniors, Tyson Tipsberger, will be wrestling. He is taking on Dakota Wan of Abilene. That is bout number 33. They are currently on 31, so could be back pretty quickly. Let's take a timeout. We'll see how things shake down as far as the timing, and bring you back again to Abilene in just a moment. And we are headed to 160 pounds now for the Clay Center Tigers in this opening round of the 4A Regional Championships. Tyson Tipsword is going to be faced off against an Abilene wrestler. Dakota Lawn will be his opponent here in this opening round of the 4A Regional Championships. Tyson, who was unable to wrestle at the senior night duel against Concordia, back on the mat now and going for the Tigers here, one of the Tigers seniors.
Dakota Lawn being really heavy-handed on Tyson on the back of his neck. He's trying to really bang him and get him out of position. Tyson's done a good job so far of staying in good square position. Dakota kind of got the head down finally, though. Milked it. He's reaching back for the leg. He's got it hooked up. He's got a cradle. Tyson's going to have to be careful here.
Just 30 seconds in, and now he tightens the cradle up even more. He's going to get some back points out of it.
Tyson's kicking really hard trying to get that busted. Got back to his belly down at least. He's only giving up 2 back points right now, but right now Dakota launches him again, pulls him around with that cradle, and he's got it crunched up, and he's behind the time clock, so it's hard to see from here.
Tyson continuing to try to kick out, but Lawn has been able to keep that cradle pretty much intact. Down to 55 seconds remaining in the first period. And there is a pin by Dakota Lawn over Tyson Tipsword of the Tigers at 160 pounds.
Which Tyson was kicking as hard as he could kick, and Dakota Lawn had a death grip on that cradle and never let go of it. Just kept getting tighter and tighter, and he finally gave up the pin.
So again, Tyson Tipsword will drop to the backside. Let's give you a little look at what has happened thus far with the Tigers. Buys for the first 4 wrestlers: Rhett Coppice, Bryden Shoemaker, Parker Tholstrup, Reed Knitter. Keegan Brownell got a win by fall. The Tiger pin over Tristan Stillwagon of Rock Creek. He's an Alquist loss to the second-ranked wrestler in the state, Scott Radke of McPherson, by fall. And then it was Tyson Tipsword you just heard with the loss by fall. Next up will be at 182 pounds, so a little ways away. Quentin Schultz gets set to go for the Tigers at 182. We have nobody wrestling at 170. Schultz will take on Caden Kleitz of El Dorado, a senior at 9 and 8. So that'll be our next match. When Quentin is ready to go, we'll bring you back again for a regional championship action from Abilene. And we do break in and welcome you back to Abilene and for a regional championship action. We have Quentin Schultz on the mat set to go for the Clay Center Tigers. He wrestles at 182 pounds. And we are locked up in the center. Schultz, sophomore.
Sights reaches for the outside leg, picks it. Right now, Quentin's trying to grab in an arm and get a wizard and trying to get it stopped. And he has to go to the mat and gets jumped on, so he gives up the 2-point takedown.
Schultz, 7 and 23, a sophomore, and taking on El Dorado's Kate Kleitz, who is a senior at 9 and 8.
You can just tell the look of a senior when you start getting up to 182 pounds. They are just developed, and his opponent today is a senior, and you can tell.
Yeah, you can tell, and also you wonder if he's been injured at just 9 and 8 on the season and a senior. So he has come out, got up 2-0.
Right now he looks like a chicken wing on Quentin, and he's trying to pull him back to the mat there. He pulls him back. Now Quentin's trying to get off there, trying to get out of there.
Official taking a really close look, and there is a pin by Kleitz of El Dorado, and Quentin Schultz will drop to the backside bracket. Now, Gavin Ware is a first-round bye, 29 and 2, 99 wins right now in the career for Gavin Ware. He's about to go to triple digits. He is a first-round bye. He will take on Burks or Conger in that second round. And then at 220 in the heavyweight, we do have Keegan McDonald is 220 pounds. He has El Dorado's Cameron Hunt, and then Logan McDonald wrestles John Gomez of Tonganoxie. That'll be coming up at the heavyweight class. So let's get you back again to the studios when we are set to go at 220 with Keegan McDonald, and then at the heavyweight, Logan McDonald, and we'll bring you back to Abilene. Tigers getting set for the 220-pound weight class, which will feature Keegan McDonald taking the mat, and then Logan McDonald at the heavyweight class. Again, Red Coppice, Bryden Shoemaker, Parker Tholstrup, and Reed Knitter all had first-round buys. They'll be wrestling in the next round coming up Keegan Brownell did have a win by fall over Tristan Stillwagon of Rock Creek, and then lost by fall coming from Ethan Alquist, Tyson Tipsword, and Quentin Schultz. Alquist at 152, Tipsword at 160, Schultz at 182. Gavin Ware a first-round bye at 195, and then, as mentioned, Keegan and Logan McDonald, the final two to wrestle in this opening round. Quick round.
It is. There's a lot of buys. There's a lot of number one wrestlers wrestling. Like just Keegan McDonald's got number one wrestler on them, and again another bad draw. But we'll see what happens here in a few minutes.
Keegan taking on Cameron Hunt of El Dorado, is 30-3, a senior, and may be really close. I know Keegan's ready. He's right in front of us down here, just eyeing the mat to go check in at. And I think he might, well, it looks like he's going to be on mat 2, right in front of us here.
Let's hope he didn't go to mat 1, because that's the incredible Hulk down there.
He's put together, isn't he? Yeah. That's for sure.
And I think that's who he has.
That's El Dorado. Yeah, you're right. Cameron Hunt, his name.
Keegan's just looking at him going, when I grow up, I want to be just like him. I know that's what I'd be saying right now.
You might be saying it as you sit in this booth, even.
That's right.
So there's a second period, a minute left on the mat before Keegan McDonald gets a chance to go. Then Logan at the heavyweight will be up next. That'll be the final two wrestlers of this opening round. Stay with us. Continue coverage of 4A Regional Championship action for the Tigers on the way. Back once again in Abilene, waiting for Keegan McDonald, his chance to go against Cameron Hunt of El Dorado, number one seed here, 30-3, a senior for El Dorado, who comes in state ranked, and of course Cameron Hunt is number 2 ranked here in the state at 220. Rock Creek's Ethan Krubel also in this regional. He is ranked number 4. And that match before theirs has gone final with the Tech Fall winner for a El Dorado wrestler against Abilene. And now Keegan McDonald is checking in here at 220 pounds. And Logan McDonald will be up pretty quickly at the heavyweight, so we'll keep an eye on when he takes the mat.
Like Keegan's looking for Logan. Maybe he can tag in, He can come in and...
He checks in, and, Keegan joined the Tigers about Christmas break, came in late, and he's really been a great addition. They're excited about what he's got ahead of him with the Tigers. Hunt goes in early, little overhook.
Came in with underhook, and Keegan blocked that, so then he had to come back out and go overhook. Now he tries a duck under. Keegan blocks it. Now he does a little around outside single, comes around and gets the 2-point takedown on Keegan.
So Keegan McDonald down 2-0 here at 220 pounds. Second-ranked wrestler in the state, Cameron Hunt of El Dorado.
Cameron trying to get that Lundy in there and pull it up on Keegan. Now he's got it. Now he spirals him down a little bit. That arm, lets go of it. Got a butcher on the legs. Now he's trying to elevate him and get some tilt points, which he is.
Keegan doing a good job bridging up and now trying to get back to his front side, and he does get back down. He gives up a couple of points. Trails 4-0.
Got them rocked because I can't see anything with their legs and their feet right now.
Right now, Hunt working up top, trying to borrow the arm across the back. He's got it in pretty good control. Hunt looks over to his coaches right beside them right now and looking for a position to go scoop the head, it looks like to me right now. He's got that arm. Well, now Keegan gets the arm back, so good job by McDonald to not allow that to go any further.
It's always good to wrestle an opponent like this, though. You kind of know what it's like. You know where they're at. You got to know where you need to be in the future. And right now, Keegan's doing a really good job of blocking some of the stuff that he's getting thrown at him by Cameron Hunt.
Really bowling up now as Hunt's got him to his back.
And he got caught when he rolled through. He got caught, so now Hunt's trying to hold that head up, and then he got the fall against Keegan. But, he fought really hard. He did a lot of good things, staying out of some trouble early, and ended up giving up the fall here in the end of the first period.
Keegan, just a freshman at a 220-pound weight class. His older brother Logan, a sophomore at the heavyweight. So they can stay the course. They can be those guys in the next few years.
You bet.
Logan, the next to wrestle for the Tigers at the heavyweight, he will take on John Gomez. We'll have that match coming up in a moment. I'm trying to look and see on the numbers where we're at. 51 is his bout number, and they're on 48. So let's get you back to the studios. We're bringing you right back when Logan McDonald's set to go here at the heavyweight in Abilene.
Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement in Concordia reminds you that brutal winter days will soon be here. You're almost out of time to have your roof replaced before the cold weather season arrives. Roof work must be completed with daytime temperatures of at least 45 degrees in order to avoid long-term problems with adhesiveness. Learn more at GeislerRoofing.com.
This is Dallas Hasselmack, and Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement has you covered with more than 38 years experience.
Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement. We've got you covered.
Are you ready for the madness taking over in March? Be sure your internet connection has the speed you need to stream all your games. Twin Valley Pulse offers super fast internet plans with gig or 100 megabits per second download speeds. Sign up now and score free installation from their team. Pulse Internet is a game changer. Visit Twin Valley in Miltonville or Clay Center or call 800-515-3311 to get you up to speed. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact them for details.
Imagine winning a year's worth of free milk. It can happen with the Milk Cow Club at Ray's Apple Market. When you've gotten your Milk Cow Club card punched 12 times by purchasing 12 gallons or 12 half gallons of milk, your next gallon or half gallon will be free. And your name will be entered in a drawing for a year's worth of free milk. Remember, you'll get double punches on Wednesday. Whether you win the drawing or not, you're still saving money with your free 13th gallon at Ray's Apple Market.
We're right on your way home.
You gotta make money to spend money. Some people like to save it or invest it. If you're one of those people, come see us about setting up accounts for all you want to do with your money. I'm Alicia Linhart with Union State Bank. Our hours and convenient ATMs, internet, and mobile banking are available to serve you better. We are open until 5:30 on Thursdays at the main bank on the square under the time and temperature sign. Union State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And Logan McDonald underway at the heavyweight class. He has John Gomez of Towanda Circle, who is a sophomore, 10 and 14. McDonald, a sophomore, 7 and 20. Well, the wrestlers really locked up early.
Logan came out on fire. He picked that outside leg, got a strap at the leg. He's got him butchered up so he could maybe pull across and run closely out of bounds. There he hooks the chicken wing in.
There loses the arm, and they go outside the circle, but a good start for Logan McDonald, up 2-0 here.
Came out with some fire in his eyes. That's good to see.
And he's going to go back to their feet instead of trying to ride him. They'll let him up, and he goes down quickly to try to get the ankle. Now he gives the escape. 2-1. Logan McDonald leading in the first period.
He's got an underhook on the left side, overhead on the right. Trying to lift that arm up a little bit. There he slides by, reaches around, grabs the leg, picks it, gets another 2-point takedown.
So a 4-1 start here for Logan McDonald, still in the first period, 1:10 to work. He has really come out and gotten after it.
Staying heavy, but he got a little high on him, so John Gomez got to his feet, came up, so he caught him.
McDonald working right on the edge right now.
Gomez tries a little throw, but now Logan blocked it, and they're on the edge of the mat. They stay in bounds, but they're close out of bounds. There, Logan grabs the again. Single, comes around, stay in bounds now. Cut him, let him go. They go back to face.
40 seconds to work, first period, 4-2. Logan McDonald the lead. He got a throw, but the whistle is blown. They called him just outside the circle.
Went to that slide by again. Would have had another takedown, but they both stepped on that edge and went out of bounds. So back to the center, and right now Logan McDonald leads 4-2 here with 30 seconds left in the first period. There's that slide again. Good shred. Tried to hook in a little fist and lost over the top of the head, so then he came in behind the arms. Getting too high on him, he's got to stay back, but he's not underneath that closest arm, and so Gomez comes back up to his feet, and he has to cut him.
6-3, though. Logan McDonald the lead with 10 seconds to work first period. And again, a takedown.
10 seconds left, and he's to ride this out. He's got the far arm.
Oh, now he rolls him over.
Going to get back points. There's
a tiger pin for Logan McDonald in the opening round.
We'll take that quick stick right there with 2 seconds remaining in the first. He was leading 8-3, so it turned to 10-3 maybe by the time. But anyway, good first match today for Logan McDonald.
And not just the lead and the stick, but he gets it on short time. Inside 10 seconds when he finally turned him over and got it. The official to get the pin put down. So a Tiger pin for Logan McDonald. That wraps up the opening round. Quickly, here is how the round went for the Tigers. Brett Coppice, Bryden Shoemaker, Parker Tholstrup, Reed Knitter all had first-round buys. Keegan Brownell, a win by falls. Ethan Alquist, Tyson Tipsword, Quentin Schultz, Keegan McDonald, losses by fall. Gavin Ware at 195 had a bye, and you just heard Logan McDonald with the win by fall at the heavyweight. So the next round will be the championship quarterfinals. That'll mean Coppice, Shoemaker, Tholstrup, Knitter, Brownell, Ware, and Logan McDonald all wrestling in that second round, the championship quarterfinals. Stay with us. When they're set to go, we will bring you back here to Abilene. We break back in here in Abilene because we have a chance to visit with Coach Brandon Pagorsh. Always appreciate you taking time to come and talk with us, Coach. First round, a lot of buys across the board for all the schools. A very, very quick opening round. Talk about what you saw from your Tigers.
We came out and had some really tough draws first round that, guys that are not seedable kind of hit some of the higher end guys that were seedable, so a little bit of mismatch there. But, we got two guys with some wins, so they're still going, and then, these guys that lost matches, hopefully they're awake and ready to get it going on the backside. But, I thought Keegan wrestled really well in the first match that he's actually wrestled back since play center tournament.
Oh, wow.
Actually physically competed in, so he looked really good out there. And then Logan McDonald, man, he looked great. So having him out there, wrestling, those two guys both wrestling that way, hey, anything could happen for him today. So looking forward to the next round.
Of course, Rhett, Bryden, Parker, Reed all had first-round buys, Gavin as well. So those guys will get a chance to finally get on the mat here at the regional. I know last 2 weeks have been really weird with injury and illness. Are we better off than we were?
We are better off than we were, and the kids have just kind of accepted it. We got what we got, and we're going to go with it. And, so you're going to see some kids probably getting out some performances today that, probably wouldn't do that on another weekend during the season. But they've been working hard for this, and, we're just going to let them get out there and get after it.
This is the payoff right here. Coach, as always, we appreciate it. Take care of the back, by the way. You're making your way around here, too. Coach Brandon Pagorsh with us. We will have the second round of the championship quarterfinals. We're waiting on an announcement if they're going to take a little break or just wrap up the matches that are going on. But Red Coppice at 106 will be the next match we'll have live on the air. Back once again, we bring you to Abilene for a regional championships, and Red Coppice set to go for the Tigers at 106, and we are underway. Red is ranked number 3 in the state at 106 pounds. Taking on Gus Haug of Abilene. Get a single leg. Now lift, and near the edge, if he can stay in bounds, he does. He gets the 2-point takedown.
Came out real hard, aggressive on the head, banging the head, went to an underhook, and dropped down to that lower single and got it. And got the 2 points. Now they're out of bounds. They'll come back to center. 2-0 lead here, minute 40 left in the first.
Red down with the flu last week, didn't wrestle against Concordia, but back at it here as we work into this championship quarterfinal round.
Wilson Scardy gets that arm up into a Lundy position, got to go tight with it. Now he works the ball and chain, so he reaches through the legs, grabs that wrist. Now he's trying to get something going with it. His opponent, Gus Haug, flattens out, so he lets go of that. Kind of comes up and starts working in a chicken wing with a barred arm, trying to get it in tight before he comes off of the weight. He goes to the outside, but he isn't there yet. Now he's got a chicken wing on one side and a half on the other. There he turns him over. Good positioning. Boom, there's the pin for Red Coppice.
So Red Coppice will win by fall here in the championship quarterfinal round, and he'll get his hand raised as he wins and moves on to the semifinals, which will be wrestled later on this evening. So a win by fall for Red Coppice. He is into the semifinals. He will take on the winner of Moore of Nickerson and Pavlika of Andale. The win over Gus Haug of Abilene at junior 3-15. And Red Coppice improves to 29-3 now on the season.
Came out very aggressive, wrestled really well, knew what he needed to do, and made short time of it.
Waiting for Bryden Shoemaker, who will be next up with the Tigers. He has William Stroda, 35-2, number 1 seed from Abilene, a sophomore. Shoemaker comes in a freshman at 9-18, and he is waiting to check in right now. Let's get you a timeout. We'll come back. Again, Red Coppice, a winner by fall. Tiger pin at 106. Next up at 113, Bryden Shoemaker. Championship quarterfinal round underway. Red Coppice for the Clay Center Tigers, winning at 106. A win by fall over Gus Howell of Abilene, and now he will move on to the championship semifinals later on this evening. The setup for today, we have the championship quarters in this round, and then they'll wrestle the first round of consolation after this, and then they'll have the championship semifinals as the final round this evening. We have been told Athletics Director Will Burton does such a great job here at Abilene, has announced to the crowd there was a 10-minute break between the first and second round. There will be a little longer break there to clean the mats in between after this round before the consolation round begins, and then they'll go right into the championship semis later on this evening. So that gives you some idea of the time schedule. Clay Center Tigers, Bryden Shoemaker will be next up at 113 pounds, and he's got a tough draw after a first-round bye. He will take on William Stroda of Abilene, who is now 36-2 after his first-round pin over Towanda Circle's Dakota Demo, and that'll be Shoemaker's opponent in his first championship quarters.
Well, it's hard to keep harping on that, but we just really have got a few bad draws that put us against number one seeded guys, and when they're coming in 36-2, that's a pretty good opponent.
You can see Bryden pacing right now on the sideline, a freshman, so his first regional championships here at the high school level, and I'm sure he's anxious to get out there and just get a taste of getting on a regional championship mat. He'll have that opportunity coming up. We'll take another time out, and when Bryden Shoemaker is set to go, we'll bring you back here to Abilene. Back once again, we bring you to the 4A Regional Championships, Clay Center Tiger Wrestling here on this Friday afternoon. Tomorrow morning's action begins with the cross-bracketing at 10 a.m. And again, tonight, still to come is this round we're in now, the championship quarterfinals, the first round of consolation, and the championship semis, all on your Friday. There are in the third period on all the mats, so we should have Bryden coming up here very quickly.
I would think so. We're down to last few seconds. There's a pin on mat 3, and 15 seconds left here in mat 2, so it should be up momentarily.
Bryden Shoemaker at 113 pounds. He gets here with a bye in the first round, a freshman at 9-18. His opponent, 36-2, William Stroda, who comes in off of a win by fall over Dakota Demo in his first match of the day. He is ranked number 2 in the state, the sophomore for the Abilene Cowboys. So we are awaiting his mat to open up. They are down to 1 second in one match and down to 23 seconds in another match. And one is really tight. One has kind of gotten out of hand, and now that one goes final. And that will be the mat that
I'm sure Rhett's going to want to be against that Andale opponent.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Andale has come in. Always strong wrestling program the last many years. And Bryden Shoemaker for the Tigers checking in at the table right now, just about set to go in his opening round of the 4A Regional Championships. Heads out to the mat. He will take on William Stroda of the Abilene Cowboys.
He strap on. Bryden's going to be wearing the green band, so they're going to shake the official's hand and get started here.
We are underway in the championship quarters. Big front headlock early, going to a cradle of Stroda against Shoemaker. And he's got it locked in pretty tight here early.
So he just grabbed him by the head and just pulled him to the mat, then went around and grabbed that outside leg and got the cradle. Now he's hooked the leg, so this doesn't look good.
And there's an early pin for Stroda of Abilene over Bryden Shoemaker of the Clay Center Tigers at 113 pounds. So that'll drop Bryden into tomorrow's cross-bracketing round. That'll be wrestled at 10 a.m., so he will be in action tomorrow at 113 pounds at 10 a.m. The Tigers next up is Parker Tholstrup, and he's got Jacob Snelling. That's a Marysville Bulldog he'll be going against here in the championship quarters. He is bout number 65. They are currently on 63, so not far away from there. We'll take you back to the studios and bring you back when Parker Tholstrup is ready to go for the Tigers at 120. 4A Regional Championship coverage continues. Parker Tholstrup now for the Tigers on the mat at 120 pounds. He has the Marysville Jacob Snelling that they go head-to-head with, so a couple of guys that probably know quite a bit about each other as they go into this matchup.
A lot of wrist fighting right off the bat, and Parker ducks to go low, backs back out of that, slaps the mat, goes down again. A lot of inside ties, inside fighting, wrist fighting. Kind of checking each other's positioning out here. They swing out, step out of bounds, and go back to center.
They did not see each other in the duel against Marysville as Tholstrup unable to wrestle that night. Thunder hooks in by Parker.
Parker gets that front headlock. Now he drives through it. Got him on his back. Cuts the half. He almost missed it, but he got it. Now he's bearing down on the chest, gets that inside arm. He's in good position here. He's got to hold tight, pull back.
Kicked out by Snellings, but he's going to have the takedown and 3 ear falls, so 5-0, and then the escape, it's 5-1. Good start for Tholstrup. 1 minute left first period.
Now, I don't know how Snelling got away from that. Parker had him in pretty good position. Snelling got an arm through is what happened, and then kind of slid right out of it. So Parker Tholstrup's on their feet again. He's leading 5-1, 40 seconds left here in the first period.
Still has an underhook in.
A great way to start a match. Now he goes for a double leg, and Jacob Schelling hits him hard with his hips. So now Parker's trying to kind of get his hips back underneath him and knee walk up. Got an outside single now. He's reduced it to that. He steps over with his other leg. Now he needs a limp arm out. He needs to let go of that and limp arm through.
Down to 15 seconds left right on the edge, and he gets turned over, but they're outside the circle. What a break for Parker.
It was a good call because Snelling's leg went out. When you're up 5-1, that's a good way to start a match. Now that guy's got to battle back and get to you, so Parker needs to be smart here. There's just that front headlock again. He gets around behind. He gets 2.
7-1 now. So a 2-point score with 2 seconds left in the first period.
Now he just needs to hold him out these last 2 seconds in the first period. He gets on top on the left side, whistle start, blocks the arm, lifts it, and that's the end of the first.
So 7-1 start for Parker Tholstrup. Great on his feet against this guy. I don't think he wants to get on the mat with him very often.
Either. We won the toss, so we picked neutral, deferred, and Jacob Snelling takes the down position. So Parker starts on the right side, tries to block that arm in, gets the Lundy. Now he's got to let go of it, switches around to the left side, trying to stay heavy hips on him. He's got a knee in the hole. Trying to stay heavy. Goes to that half and a forearm. Snelling gets his hips up, so he has to break him back down.
Minute 40 left, second period, 7-1, Tholstrup leading. Near the edge they work right now. Tholstrup in good position, trying to fight to keep control of the wrist. Tholstrup works to the outside.
Going side to side, really good working there, but he gets a little high. He's going to get a Granby against him if he doesn't get out of bounds. Now he shoots a far half with it, trying to block that head, trying to crank it under. Got to be careful not to give too much weight up, because he's going to get Granby if he lets go of it.
Right on the edge right now with a minute 6 left.
You see Jacob Snelling, there's that Granby. Got him reversed right on the edge of the mat, and he got the 2-point reversal.
7-3 now. Tholstrup still leads it by 4, but giving up the reversal right on the edge.
The whole time Jacob Snelling had that Granby, and Parker was trying to get out of it, but he was trying to shoot a half and block it from doing anything, but he gave up a little too much weight, and he went on over with it. Right on the end of the match, gave up that 2-point reversal.
Important time maybe for Tholstrup in this match. He leads by 4, but obviously Snelling likes to ride and be down on the mat. We've seen that already.
Sure has. Parker was flattened down. Now he got his hips up and trying to come up a little bit more, and Jacob Snelling, Marysville's trying to get that Lundy ride in. He's staying heavy on Parker's hips, and Parker just needs to stay in a really good position, not giving up any cheap tilts or any back points here.
Down to 23 seconds to work second period. Tholstrup leads it 7-3. And again, Snelling's riding on top. Tholstrup not exposing anything at this point. Now he gets the hips up a little bit. There's the half in by Snelling's with 10 seconds.
Parker pulls that off, reaches up, grabs it, and yanks it off. So now he's kind of going to the outside. Snelling gets an ankle trap, though, so that's going to end the second period.
Tholstrup leads it 7-3. And they're going to choose Tiger's choice. They'll choose down to begin the final 2 minutes.
Kind of a tough choice, but he just did really good staying in good position on the bottom, never got turned. So Coach said, well, let's go down again, block everything. Don't give up a 5-point move off your feet. So back down he goes, and right now he's He's flattened out pretty good. He's trying to just get his wrists back, staying in good position.
Snelling's trying to stretch him out. Now stays in behind, and Tholstrup trying to keep the arm from Snelling. Now sits out, stands.
And ends up Snelling getting a little frustrated because Parker's just staying in good cover position, trying to keeping his wrist from getting taken in behind him or anything else.
Down to a minute 18 in the match. Tholstrup here in the championship quarterfinals leads at 7-3.
Tholstrup doing a good job. He'll stay flat a while, and then he'll get his hips back, and he'll come up and then go back down. He's just covering really well. There he gets shoved out of bounds, so a minute and 5 left here in the third period, leading 7-3. And they'll go back to center, and Parker will take the down position again.
Marysville's Jacob Snellings. Tigers, Parker Tholstrup. Tholstrup leads at 7-3. 1 minute left.
This will start. Parker goes right to wrist control, tries to keep from getting anything done right away. Gets broke back down, gets his hips up. There's a strap by Snelling, and he's tripoded up with the strap. Now he's kind of trying to crawl into him. He gets put on his back for a short time. He got 2, I'll bet you, on the back points.
He did give up 2 back points, 7-4. They have been quick on pins and quick on back points today, but it's been across the board.
Parker kind of tried to go across him, and there he does it again. And this time he should get the reversal, at least one escape, and he gets 1 for escape. So on his feet, leading 5-8, 22 seconds, 23 seconds left here in the third.
8-5, Tholstrup leads it back underway. 20 seconds remaining. Snelling's, of course, at a frantic pace right now.
Sure is. Parker has been good on his feet, but he's a little bit on the defensive side right now. Right now, Snelling goes double underhooks, trying to jack him up. They go out of bounds.
Tholstrup all but had the throw set up with a trip right on the edge, but they call him outside the circle.
Goes back to center, 9 seconds left. Snell comes in hard, head and arm. Tholstrup got turned all the way around.
But he turns it back. And that will end the match, and Tholstrup hangs on to win it. A 10-5 final.
Folks, you don't know how close that was to a takedown by Jacob Snell. He had an arm, Parker, and it took everything he could do to get him rolled right on through, and he came out on top.
Parker Tholstrup wins it 10-5. He is moving on to the championship semifinals. He'll take on the winner of Fonz of Abilene and Strait of Concordia in the semifinals at 120 pounds. Now, next up for the Tigers will not be until the 138-pound weight class, so that'll be a bit of a break here before Reed Knitter takes them at 138. The Tigers in this round also have Keegan Brownell at 145, Gavin Ware at 195, and Logan McDonald at 285. Stay with us. Tiger wrestling coverage from Pori Regional Championship action in Abilene will continue. We'll bring you back when they're set to go again. Pori Regional Championship Wrestling back underway. Reed Knitter going at 138 pounds for the Tigers. He is on the mat right now at 138. His matchup is against Nold of Rock Creek, who is a junior 25-17.
Reed coming inside head-to-head. There's a little slide by. Doesn't nothing happen out of that. So reset. We're right in the middle of the mat right now. Guy tries to get inside tie.
Keegan Brownell is checking in also. He'll be going at 145, so we'll have both wrestlers on the mat at the same time.
I'll take Keegan on the right.
You got it. Reed Knitter goes down to a knee. Now it's just an outside single leg. Stands, goes to a double leg, and has the takedown. He leads to 2-0. So Reed Knitter up 2-0. Minute 13 to work in the first period. Now he rides on top. Got a strap in. Hips heavy on the back.
Keegan Brownell just underway here in mat 3, and they're just blew the whistle to start this out. Keegan's got a shot against him, and he's trying to block that off now with a whizzer, and he gets taken down. So Keegan Brownell down by 2 here early in the first.
Reed Knitter tried to slip the half in, couldn't get it. Now he steps across to the far side and puts the arm across the back, still in good position riding with the 2-0 lead.
Keegan Brownell against Gabe Mary great Gabe Cap from Marysville, number 1 seed wrestler and 145 pounds. Right now he's on his belly, and Gabe Gabe Cap is trying to do a cross face and gather it up, and now he turns him to his back, rolls through. So trying to fight off his back here.
Reed Knitter nearly had his opponent to his back, but he was able to slide off. His opponent was off the mat, but they're coming back to center. Knitter still up 2-0.
Gabe Cap just pinned Keegan Brown now, and you can tell that's a number 1 seed senior wrestler from Marysville that just took the mat and handled Keegan pretty well.
Knitter, with 9 seconds to work first period, does lead it 2-0. He's had his opponent nearly to his back and hold a couple of different times. The last time they were right on the edge, and now the first period does end. So Keegan Brownell gets it to the championship quarterfinals, loses by fall to number 1 seed, Cap of Marysville. That'll drop him to the cross-bracketing tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Keegan Brownell will be in that cross-bracketing round tomorrow morning, 145 pounds. Knitter's going to start in a down position. 2 minutes into his match at 138, he leads 2-0.
Hunter Gold tries to get a leg in right off the whistle start, and he does right now. Reed Knitter trying to block that leg or get it back out so he can not be turned with this.
Noel trying to tilt right now, and Knitter trying to stay flat and still has that leg caught. Knitter leads it 2-0.
Reed's got them long arms, and Hunter Gold, he does have the leg in. He reached through now. Knitter rolls across, trying to come around and get out, but he still has his leg hooked, but he's trying to get enough leverage to kind of come out on top.
Trying to break that leg free, just turning and turning.
Stay underneath that arm. Instead, he reaches back and goes to the back, trying to come around. This is what he needs to do. Now he needs to straighten his leg. He's extending now. He's going to try to reverse it, and he's got him in a banana split. So Reed Knitter's got a banana split and should be getting back points
he
here.
He did get a couple of flags. I think he'll get 2 back points. So now he's got him flattened out to the mats, and it is
2 reversal, 2 back. So
yeah.
He's up 6-0 here.
Second period, 45 to work.
He literally fooled you because he gave the back points first and then stood up, and then he gave the reversal points, I think. But he's on top right now, riding hard, up 6-0 here. 30 seconds left in the second.
Now, Noel stands to his feet. Knitter still with control. Now they bounce back to the mat. A little bit back on his hips some right now, Knitter. He does get that leg caught again, too, by Noel.
He's a little high on him. He either needs to hook that other leg or get in behind the arms. Right now he's got him flattened out again, though, where he needs to be with 10 seconds left here in the second. So he's trying to ride it out.
Right now he does get back deeper on him. Back in behind with 4 seconds. 2 seconds, and he'll go to the final 2 minutes, leading 6-0.
2 wrestlers that wrestle a lot alike, so they kind of know how the feel is and know what they're after. And right now Reed doing a good job to lead this 6-0 starting third. He'll be on the bottom.
So we begin the third period. Reed Knitter leads at 6-0. Winners in this round wrestle later tonight the championship semifinals. Those who lose in this round move to the cross-bracketing tomorrow. We've seen Rhett Coppice win by a fall in his matchup over Gus Haug of Abilene to advance. At 113, Bryden Shoemaker was pinned, and Parker Tholstrup got a great 10-5 winner at 120.
Little delay there. Hunter Knoll got a false start to start the third period. Right now he's got that leg hooked in again on Reed, and Reed's trying to keep from getting put on his back.
He had a chicken wing in. Now he works across. We're really shielded by the coaches from Rock Creek.
He's doing a good job. He's got himself in good position. He's trying to keep his arms in and his elbows tucked so they can't be extended. And now he's got his arm all the way out. So now he's trying to, there he pulls the head through.
There's a reversal.
3-point reversal.
Then goes back to work on top with an 8-0 lead. Now he's got
hooked up on an inside cradle. Got to be careful here. He's got to get back over there. He did it. Now he's coming back to kind of settle in because he's too high. Working around, he comes and bellies back down. Now he's got to readjust his arms. So he isn't quite that much. He can't do it, so he just lets go and goes to the back.
11-0 after the 3 back points he was awarded after getting that inside cradle hooked up. 53 seconds to work in the match. And Reed Knitter leads at 11-0.
Goes to a strap, bars the far arm. He's just kind of burning some time here, trying to stay in good position. Noel comes to his feet, so he cuts him.
11-1, 38 to work.
Just nothing big here. Stay in good position. Doesn't want to get thrown to his back.
Both wrestlers high right now, leaning on each other near the edge. 26 to work.
There he tries. Hunter Noel tries a lateral drop, and Reed blocks it and just drops himself on top and gets the 2-point takedown.
13-1 with 22 seconds remaining for Reed Knitter.
Kind of a desperation move there by Hunter Noel, and Reed felt it coming, so he dropped all of his weight and just fell right on top of him.
21 seconds left. Knitter riding here with a 13-1 lead.
Whistle start. He goes right into a spiral ride, kind of tries to break him down and get some wrist control.
Inside 10 seconds.
Staying heavy on the hips now. Noel tries to do a set out, and he's coming to his feet.
2 seconds, 1 second, and Reed Knitter is headed to the championship semifinals. He'll have a chance to wrestle again tonight in the semifinals here at 138 pounds. So the championship quarters thus far, Rhett Coppice, a win by fall. Bryden Shoemaker, a loss by fall. Parker Tholstrup, a 10-5 winner. Keegan Brownell took a loss by fall. And you just heard Reed Knitter hanging on for a 13-1 victory. And that moves him into the semifinals tonight at 138 pounds. So for the Tigers in this round still to come, 2 more wrestlers go. 195, Gavin Ware gets to take the mat for the first time here at regionals. And then at the heavyweight, Logan McDonald will be wrestling at 285 in this quarterfinal round. Stay with us when they are ready to go. Gavin Ware, our next match, will bring you back again to Abilene. Back again in Abilene for a regional championship action on the mat here on this Friday championship quarterfinal round, along with our studio engineer, Bernie Vancella. Benny Wallace alongside Rocky Downing with you as we have Gavin Ware set to work at 195 pounds, number 2 ranked in the state. In fact, the numbers 1 and 2 ranked wrestlers in this weight class here in Abilene. The only 2 losses Gavin Ware's had to the same guy. But Gavin Ware has put together a remarkable career. He is sitting on 99 wins in his high school career right now.
Pretty awesome. And one of the best things about that is we know next week when they go into state, they won't be on the same side of the bracket.
Coming from the same regional, they know that, yeah.
Gavin starts out and they kind of circle through, go back to center. Now Gavin comes back in, kind of headbutts, tries to get inside tie. We know what he likes. He likes that fireman's carry for a takedown, and he's trying to get that inside tie, and hadn't been there yet.
Still tied up, still looking in. Now he takes a double leg deep shot.
Last double, missed the half, barely, but missed it. So now he's just riding hard on top, heavy on the hips. Now he's getting that arm. He's pulling that arm out, trying to get that arm pulled out. Smoky Valley Wrestler's doing a good job of blocking that off right now. So he's going to go, okay, I'll go through the leg and grab the wrist. Goes around behind. Now he's scooping the head. Gathering the leg. He's on the edge of the mat, so he knows he needs to work back in before he can get that move accomplished. So he goes back to ride and stays heavy, knee in the hole.
50 seconds remains, first period, 2-0. Gavin Ware leads, and now they do call it dead outside the circle, and they'll put him back in the middle. But in great position early for Gavin Ware.
Gavin will start on the left side on the whistle start. 45 seconds remaining here in the first. Smoky Valley Wrestler sits out, and he does a jerk back, pulls him back. He's covering his head. He's staying heavy on him, getting really close. It's behind the can't hardly see from where I'm at. There it is.
There's the Tiger pin, and win number 100 at the career of the Beast, Gavin Ware. Good stuff.
Just jerked back. We kind of watched a little bit of film on Gavin, and he missed that a time or two, but he grabbed it that time and took advantage of it and got the pin.
So he'll move on to the championship semifinals later on this evening. We still have Logan McDonald in the championship quarter this round coming up. He'll take on Seth Bradian of Marysville at the championship quarterfinal round coming up. We're looking for bout number 108. They're on 107 right now, so it could be pretty quick. Let's take a 2-minute timeout. We'll kind of get an idea of when they're going. Be back in just a moment. Well, Logan McDonald trying to patiently wait for his chance to get on the mat here in the championship quarterfinals. He had a great opening match at heavyweight, got a pin early. Speaking of pins, we'll restate again, that was the 100th career win for Gavin Ware as he gets the pin, and he's headed on to the championship semifinals this evening, and heading back to the state championship, certainly what he had planned on from the start of the season, and to stand up on that podium. And it's going to be a fun run this weekend and next week, I think, to see what happens this one at the 25 pound.
It will be, and quite accomplishment to get 100 wins, and congratulations to Gavin, because that's not an easy task in this 4A division, and there's a lot of good wrestlers out there.
100 wins for Gavin Ware, and he's on to the championship semis. We have one more in this round to wrestle. Logan McDonald, the sophomore at the heavyweight. He is waiting for that to clear, and he is going to be faced off against Seth Bradian of Marysville. It's a wrestler that he lost to by fall in the duel earlier this year. So number one seed here, 24-5, a senior, a good one. And so we'll see if Logan can come out and get after it like he did earlier.
We came out aggressive the first round. We
sure did.
Do that again.
We'll be back in just a moment. We'll see if we're ready to go with Logan McDonald next on the mat. Final match of the championship quarters. It is Logan McDonald. Get chucked by try early on against Meridian of Marysville. Now they split apart. He does come out aggressive again, Denny.
He sure does. They're right in the middle of the mat, head-to-head, forehead-to-forehead, fighting inside ties, fighting for a little Russian tie there, missed it. But they're going to be getting after it. Last time he kind of went low on the last guy, but Seth Meridian pretty low center of gravity,
right.
Let's say. Not a very long inseam, so going to have a little tougher time there. There he kind of tries that Russian again, or shuck by, excuse me, and Seth loses his footing, but he can't get around him quick enough.
Minute 10 to go, first period. No score as of yet, but Logan McDonald's come out and got after it with Meridian. Number one seed in this tournament, 24-5, a senior. Logan, a sophomore for the Tigers.
1 minute left here in the first period, and there's no score, so that's a good beginning of the first round, staying in good position, and really has been the aggressor of the two in this first period.
Yeah, I think without a doubt he has been. Still trying to make moves in, a little head slap.
Right now, Logan's trying to get an inside tie, and nothing there. Comes back, forehead to forehead. Tries to yank on it, pull down, nothing there.
Now they split apart. Both come back to middle. Logan chases him to that center of the circle. 19 seconds to work first period, no score.
He looks over the clock, knows there's about 20 seconds left here in the first, down to 12. Now he goes to a low shot, tries to get it, it's not there, and then they go out of bounds. So 8 seconds remaining, 0-0 here in the first.
Both went into kind of a bear hug right on the edge, but they were near the scorer's table. The official quickly there to stop action. 8 seconds remaining in the first. No score, down to 2 seconds, and that's where the first period will end, 0-0.
Marine had a pretty good shot on Logan there, and Logan blocked that off at the end of the first. And right now, Seth Meridian has the choice. He's going to take the bottom. So Logan's going to get on top here on the left side. Again, 0-0, just starting the second period.
Logan goes in, tries to keep him down, lets him up, and gives the escape.
Back to their feet, giving up 1 point, so now down by 1. It was real aggressive in that first period, so if he can keep doing that, maybe he can get the angle he needs on either that slide by or the Russian that he's been working on, or even drop down and get that single like he did in the first match today.
Yeah, there's that shuck by try again. Doesn't quite hit it. Locked back up.
Those wrestlers locked up, forehead to forehead, just kind of pushing and shoving and trying to get angles and trying to find something that they can score with.
Logan goes slow with a quick fake and then the back and locked up. Low level by Meridian. Now they break apart again.
Logan wrestling a good match right here. It's still 1-0. He's down, but he's still in good position. Scores really tight, and he's staying in and trying to really work hard at working on finding something that will work here for a 2-point takedown.
Down near the edge, they circle back in toward the middle, still locked up. They break apart. Logan moves back in on him. 53 seconds to work here in the second period. McDonald down 1-0.
Love to see Logan get a 2-pointer here with 40 seconds left in this period and go into to the third period up one, but right now just working on trying to keep from getting taken down and trying to find something to work for him.
Little shot in, fake shot in early, low, and then back out again. 30 seconds to work.
These two are coming together like some rams. They're hitting heads pretty good, and they're really getting after each other. They're staying right in the middle of the mat a lot, which is nice. And 19 seconds left here in the second, still down 1-0, trying to find something there to get for a takedown.
Again, really putting pressure on each other, forehead to forehead. 8 seconds left. Down to 5.
I'm good with 1-0 at the end of this period also to stay here.
And that's where we'll be. We go to the final period. It's Logan's choice. And they're going to stay neutral. Stay on their feet, keep moving.
Tough call needing 1 point, but they must still. Meridian was just really good on top, so they wanted to take the chance on their feet because so far today, Logan's looked good on his feet. He had a couple takedowns early in the first match of the day, and he's looked pretty good today on the second one.
He's coming right back in at Meridian here in this heavyweight quarterfinal matchup. Minute 35 left, down 1-0. Logan McDonald needing a takedown to take the lead.
Going to have to stay aggressive because Seth Meridian knows he's up 1-0. If he needs to keep pushing hard and getting after something, and Meridian's just going to try to keep an underhook in and stay in good position. There, he comes around behind. Logan made the mistake of kind of halfway going low. Meridian kind of pulled him down and came in around behind and got the 2-point takedown to lead 3-0.
So now Logan works from underneath, down 3-zip with a minute 2 to work in the match.
Still time. He needs to get to his feet. He's tripoding up right now. Meridian just touching. So now 3-1. Logan needs a takedown here with 50 seconds left in the third. Meridian missed a head and arm just barely.
Meridian backs up to the middle. McDonald with 44 to work. Knows he's got to go.
Logan's staying pretty hard after him, trying to catch a little bit of a breath and then go again. 35 seconds left. Going to have to do something here.
Try to shut 5, backs away, then goes back in at him again. 26 to work. Down by 2, Logan McDonald.
Trying a little shuck or slide by. It's not there. He tries a power double. Not there. He's just kind of chasing Seth around.
14 seconds.
Tries an outside step head. Grabs him by the head, pulls him down, and he was trying to come in low and spins around and gets a 2-point takedown. So now Seth
is the escape here. It's going to be a 5-2 final. That's a really good match for Logan McDonald. With frustrated look on his face, you kind of like that, don't you?
Yeah. He was right there with the guy.
He expected to go win.
Yeah, he was right there. He had an opportunity. It was just 1-3 and couldn't get in position and give it up for Seth Meridian because he just stayed in good position and knew he couldn't get scored upon.
So Logan will not wrestle until tomorrow. It'll be the second round tomorrow for Logan McDonald as the heavyweight. Here's how the championship quarterfinal round went for the Tigers. Red Coppice, he wins and moves on. He wins by fall. He'll move on to the semifinals tonight. Bryden Shoemaker lost his matchup against William Strode. He'll drop to tomorrow's round. It'll be at 120 pounds. Parker Tholstrup wrestling tonight at the semis. He had a 10-5 win against Snellings of Marysville. 138, Reed Knitter gets the win. He moves on and will battle at 138 in the semifinals as well. At 145, Keegan Brownell lost by fall to Cap of Marysville, so he'll wrestle tomorrow. And then at 195 pounds, you heard Gavin Ware, the Finn, his 100th victory in his career. He will move on to wrestle in the semifinals tonight. And Logan McDonald, as mentioned, will wrestle in tomorrow's rounds after getting to the championship quarterfinals. The next round coming up will be the first round of consolation action, and that is going to feature Ethan Alquist, Tyson Tipsard, Quentin Schultz, and Keegan McDonald in that consolation round. That'll be the next round coming up.
And it'll be a fast one. There'll be a lot of buys on the backside, so it'll go pretty quick.
We'll send you back to the studios. We have news coming up, and then we'll bring you back here as soon as we have an idea when that will get started. And we'll bring you back to Abilene again, the Tigers in the 4A Regional Championship. And good evening. Welcome back again to Abilene 4A Regional Championship action here on the wrestling mat. Rocky Downing along with Benny Wallace. Our studio engineer is Bernie Fancello. We also have Phil Casper over in the Tigers Den. getting set for Lady Tiger and Tiger basketball against the Abilene Cowboys tonight. We'll be joining him in a bit. The lightning round, sometimes it's called, because it's a quick first 1 minute period in the consolation. Now, this is truly a lightning round. There are 9 total matches, all weight classes, in this first round of consolation, Benny. That's weird.
It just blows my mind right now, but it's going to happen quick, and it'll be gone on this round. So a lot of buys, and they're on about 112, 115, 116, 114. So we think we're going to be up on the second mat here as soon as this match is over.
The Tigers have 4 in this round, the first round of consolation. Ethan Alquist will wrestle against Wade Hill of Chapman. Tyson Tipsword and Quentin Schultz have buys, so they're done until tomorrow in the cross-bracketing round. And at 220 pounds, Keegan McDonald will take on Bradley Briggs of Bueller in the final match of this round for the Tigers. So very quick round coming up. Let's get another timeout. We're waiting for the match to open for Ethan Alquist to go against Wade Hill of Chapman. We'll have that coming up. Once again, we join you from Abilene, the side of the 4A Regional Championships for the Clay City Tigers, and this Class 4A Regional is into the consolation round. It's a very quick round, as mentioned, just 9 matches total, all weight classes. So we're waiting for Ethan Alquist, and the Tigers also have Keegan McDonald going in this round. If you're just joining us, here's a recap of what has taken place today. 106 pounds, Rhett Koppas will be in the championship semifinals tonight. He had a bye and then a win by fall. At 113 pounds, Bryden Shoemaker had a first-round bye, then lost by fall, so he'll be wrestling tomorrow, the cross-bracketing round at 10 a.m. At 120 pounds, Parker Tholstrup, a first-round bye, and then he had a win 10-5 to match up in the semifinals later on this evening. At 138 pounds, Reed Knitter, he would have a first-round bye and then come away with a 13-1 win to get to the semis later on. 145 pounds, Keegan Brownell won by fall and then lost by fall, so he'll be wrestling in the second round tomorrow. 152, Ethan Alquist, as mentioned, getting set to go. In fact, might be checking in here momentarily. 160 pounds, Tyson Tipsword lost his first match. He has a bye in this round, so he'll be wrestling in the cross-bracketing tomorrow. At 182, the same for Quentin Schultz, lost his match, but does have a bye in his backside. At 195, Gavin Ware, a win by fall, his 100th victory of his career. He is moving into the semifinals tonight. At 220 pounds, Keegan McDonald will wrestle in this round. He will be going in the consolation first round at 220. And at the heavyweight, Logan McDonald won his first match and then lost a 2-5 decision to the number 1 seed. And he will be wrestling in tomorrow's second round. And so we thought we were ready to go. And now, actually, Keegan McDonald's going to go before Ethan Alquist. So you figure it out and let us know. But nonetheless, we do know that Keegan is checking in at the table, and so we'll be ready to go with his match, and then we'll back up to 152 and get Ethan Alquist on the mat as well. So Keegan is taking on Bradley Briggs. He's out of Bueller, 12-10, a junior. Keegan, a freshman, went up against the number 2 ranked wrestler in his opening match, so a little more evenly suited, it looks like, in this one. We're underway.
Pretty tough start for the day, but now he's got Bradley Briggs from Bueller, and he started. They're in the middle of the mat there. They're kind of doing a little hand fighting, trying to catch some positioning and see if they can create any kind of an angle here.
Trying to go down to the lower level.
Now he's lower leg, but he misses the arm as he comes up, so they're still on their feet.
Now they break apart and back underway as he leans his way into his opponent.
Keegan kind of caught an outside leg and went all the way to the mat. Ooh, there's a black double, but he gets wrapped around. He's trying to come around. Oh, he gets caught with a reverse half. Gosh, he had a great shot, and he just kind of missed the opportunity and got caught on a reverse half. Now he's arching his back, trying to get out of there, keep from getting pinned.
13 seconds left. He's trying to stay away from the pin. Keeping the hips moving and up high, bridging up. 5 seconds. Now pulled back toward the mat. The official looking. 2 seconds, 1 second, and that will end the period. So he does avoid getting pinned, and that was something else because he was in a bad position.
7-point swing right there because I thought he had the takedown, and next thing you knew, he missed just barely missed it, got caught in the reverse half, and went down 5 points. So we'll start the period, second period on the bottom, down 5-0.
Underway in the second period, quickly to his feet. Now scrambling, trying to break a leg free is His opponent does. Briggs grabs the leg and hang on to the ankle. Now did both ankles.
His locked hands, I thought, but he's got both ankles, so he maybe did lock it, but he gets to his feet, and Bradley Briggs just chases him down and takes him right back down to the mat. Now he's got him on his back again, so he knows where the out of bounds is. He's arching hard. He's trying to get out. Got to
use the bridge up, trying to move toward the edge of the circle. Briggs pulling him back in a little bit right now. We also have Ethan Alquist checking in and ready to go, and Keegan McDonald will take a pin from Briggs of Bueller, and that will end the weekend and his freshman year at 220 pounds, Keegan McDonald. Ethan Alquist is up now, taking on Wade Hill of Chapman. At least in the regular season, we're not aware that they have met. They did not meet at the duel earlier. Good front headlock by Alquist, trying to go to a cradle.
He's been trying to bury the head and come around and get the arm. He's got the cradle hooked up. There he goes. He drives it. He hooks the leg. So he's pulling my leg back. Got him tight. This looks good for Ethan.
Initial down low looking.
Well, there it is. It looks to me.
There's the Tiger pin. So Ethan Alquist will move on to tomorrow with a big stick here in the first period against Wade Hill of Chapman. And I mean, he came out aggressive and got it done, didn't
he? He sure did. I kind of spoke with him for just a minute, and he asked what his dad told him. He said, told me to loosen up a little bit. Well, he did. He came out on fire and did a great job there.
A win by fall for Ethan Alquist. Keegan McDonald taking the loss, so he will be finished for the weekend. Ethan advances to tomorrow. We have 4 to wrestle in the semifinal matchups. That'll be at 106 pounds, Red Coppice. At 138, Reed Knitter. At 120, Parker Tholstrup. And at 195, Gavin Ware. And we'll bring you here for those when they're ready to go. I'm guessing they might be close to tip-off in the den. Phil, you with us? All right, Flip, thanks. Great one going there. We thought it would be. And overtime here in this gym earlier this year, the Lady Tigers got that victory and trying to get the season sweep on the Cowgirls. Here it's the Clay Center Tigers heading into the championship semifinal round. Huge round because if you win, you're guaranteed a trip to state next week, first off. And you get a chance to wrestle for the title tomorrow night at regional. And the first one up for the Tigers at 106, Red Coppice. We are underway at 106 pounds. Coppice against Palaka. And the matchup here.
I was waiting for you to say that name so I could get it straight. But right now they're right in the center, and Red's got that head buried down. He's pulling hard. He's trying to get around that arm. They're kind of tied up. Both of them have the same thing. They're trying to get that angle. Red get the hand down. He's get the arm gathered up. Now he's trying to tuck it in a little bit. There he goes for the back leg. Gets it. Now he's got a limp arm out. He stepped over the back leg.
Trying to do that right now. Now they're both to their feet. He'll have to give up the leg. He goes in for a double shot right on the edge, and they whistle it to a stop.
Laka did a really good job of not letting Red have the arm back, and in the meantime, he was trying to get it. They ran out of bounds.
Black out of Andale, 23-16, a sophomore.
It was a deep shot by Red, double leg. Good shot. Took him right to his back. See if he can get any back points.
Or maybe more.
Got at least 2. He got 2 back points, but he's not going to signal it. There it is, 2 for the near fall.
So a 4-0 start for Red Coppice here at 106 pounds. Ranked 3rd in the state in 4A.
Great job by Red. He had that power double and just went right through it and just took advantage of it. Went up high really quick and caught him on his back to get those 2 near fall points. Now he's got a half buried in. He's got the forearm. He's trying to lift it and set.
35 seconds in the first period. Coppice leads it here 4-0.
So Caleb LeBlanc is just doing a good job of getting that, not getting turned with that, and he finally pulls the hand off of the half. So right now he stands up. Brett's trying to follow him. He drops down to the lower level, gets the leg, they swing out of bounds.
So they'll stop the clock at 15 seconds to work first period. Red Coppice leading here 4-0. We will get you back over to Flip at the Tigers' den. Tigers still have Parker Tholstrup, Reed Knitter, Gavin Ware to wrestle in this round.
Brett starts on the left side. Whistle start. Taylor for Black. But Black is doing a really good job of moving. Brett's following him every move he makes, staying in behind.
Now trying to sit and hit a switch with 3 seconds, and Red keeps him in position. We'll head to the second period. Coppice leads it here 4-0.
Did a good job driving with his shoulder and keeping a lot of pressure on him so he couldn't come up.
Choice goes to the Andale wrestler, Pavlaka. and he will choose the down position with Red Coppice leading 4-0.
Really, he's been working and pretty active on the bottom, and Rhett's really been trying hard just to kind of stay in. He had that half for a little while trying to turn him with it. But right now, a whistle start. Rhett does a good job of driving him forward, sliding him down. He's got his hips over him. The blocker finally gets his hips back up. Now he's got a little spiral on him with maybe a half. He's away from us, so we can't really see it.
Looks like he's got the half. He's at least trying to get in there. Lifting again, as you said earlier, trying to set him.
Got the right leg blocked from the underhook, and then he has a deep half in on the left side. It goes back to a tight waist, trying to drive down and get that Lundy arm. Really staying heavy-shouldered on him and doing a good job of keeping him flat there. They're over towards the out-of-bounds line, so he's trying to burn some time. 1 minute and 10 seconds left here in the second. Still leading 4-0.
Red Coppice at 106 pounds, and now they do stop them with the going outside the circle. They'll bring it back to center. Coppice on the year, 28-3, had a first-round bye, a win by fall over Gus Haug of Abilene to get to this position today. 1:09 remains, second period.
That starts on that left side again. Locka tries maybe a little outside switch, but he stops it right away. Again, heavy shoulder right in the middle of his back, driving him forward and good on the hips, right in, covering both sides and really working the arms and trying to show that he's doing something. He's using his forehead to keep his head down, and now Locka comes up and he has to go to that lower level and picks a leg up and gets him back down to the mat.
40 seconds to work, second period. Coppice leads 4-0, and now nearly hitting a reversal, and they will. Locka makes it a 4-2 matchup right on the edge, very quick. He's been close to that a few times. He finally hit it.
Brett kind of went to follow, and he got his foot caught just enough that Caleb Locka got that switch on him. But short time here, 28 seconds left. Let's see if he can't get at least an escape point.
Second period action. Quickly to his feet, trying to feel the hands. And now trip to the mat, back to his feet very quickly. Back down to the mat with 19.
Brett came straight to his feet, and I thought he was going to get out, and all of a sudden Pavlaka got an arm and took him back to the mat. So
now Coppice working from underneath with 6 seconds remaining, second period. Leading 4-2, and that's where we'll go to the third period. A 4-2, Red Coppice lead. It'll be his decision to begin the third period.
Pavlaka looked pretty good on top right there, but Red's pretty confident. He says, I want to go down. And Coach says, okay, let's do it. He's still ahead 4-2 in the start here of the third period.
Tiger sophomore to his feet, Coppice. And now Pavlaka goes back down to the legs.
As he came to his feet, Pavlaka went straight to his back to his legs. So as soon as Red gets up, he's going to have to try to get them feet away from him and get them out so that he can't catch up with him.
The good news for Coppice is he leads 4-2, but an escape point and getting back on their feet now would be a good thing for Coppice. He looks very, very solid on his feet against this guy.
Really did. Pavlaka is doing a good job of controlling Red. Right now he's got a half. Red comes to his feet and he tries to heel trip him. He misses it, but Red's trying to reach back and get a leg, and he's got it. Now he's going to have to just keep on scrambling to try to come out of this on top. We're kind of in a scramble situation, but Pavlaka steps back over and covers the hips and comes out on top, so no points exchanged.
And Coppice could have tried to extend that move, but no need when you're leading.
No, he was kind of having to expose himself, and he didn't want to get his shoulders too far out of position, so he bellied back down.
Down to 50 seconds to work in the match. Coppice leads it 4-2, still working from underneath.
Just got an arm with hand control, tried to come up, but it wasn't there, so he gets flat back down, but trying to stay in good position down on the bottom.
38 seconds remaining in the match. Semifinal action. The winner goes on to the state championship next weekend and will wrestle for a regional title tomorrow night.
Walker just going side to side, trying to find something. Maybe a tilt there. He's got him the hand. Then Rhett comes to his feet, trying to get wrist control.
18 seconds left. Now back to the mat they go.
Wasn't comfortable, just went back to his knees, so he stayed in position.
10 seconds left.
Walker does have a Lundy. He's reaching across. He's tried to stack. He's doing everything he can, and Rhett's just trying to stay in good position.
2 seconds, 1 second, and Red Kappa is headed to the state championships in Salina and will wrestle tomorrow night for a regional title at 106 pounds. Got up and just wisely made his way to the remainder of that match.
Pretty solid match right there, because when it's only 2 points, you're always concerned and you get a cheap tilt on you or something, but he did a great job of staying in a good position. Every time he felt like he was getting out of position, he just kind of squared back up, so a good job by Red.
They are down to 2 mats, and they're going to wrestle each weight class, 102, 106 matches going on the 2 semifinals. They won't go to the next weight class until that weight class is wrapped up. So Red Coppice has done it. He's headed back to state, and he will wrestle tomorrow night for a regional title at 106 pounds, a 4-2 victory. Let's head it back over to the den with Phil Casper. All right, thanks, Flip. Rocky Dunning, Benny Wallace with you. The Tiger wrestlers are back underway in this championship semifinal round. Parker Tholstrup gets a good outside single leg. He's really low, though. Now trying to get his base back, still has the leg under control. He's taking on Zach Strait of Concordia. Tough matchup for the freshman for the Tigers, but he's come out solid. And now Strait turns it around and ends up getting a takedown, just walking his way around the back of Tholstrup.
Yeah, Parker went down low and kind of got that low ankle, but he couldn't get it lifted. Zach kind of jumped on him and put all his weight on him, and he never came out of there. So now he's getting inside cradled, and he's going to be kicking, trying to get out of there, and he finally breaks it.
Strait third ranked in the state in Class 4A. Tholstrup is going to trail now 5-0. Working from underneath right now.
Freshman against senior, and another tough side to be on, because he's a number 1 ranked kid, and he's right here. Right now he's on top of Parker. Parker came out strong, though. Wasn't afraid. Tried that low-level shot. Right now he's getting his base back up and trying to get to his feet.
42 seconds to work first period. Tholstrup trailing here 5-0.
Strait goes that forearm and then grabs the cradle and brings it right over the top of him, and he got it locked in pretty tight here. Parker's kicking, trying to get out of it.
And he does get the head free and pops out, but again, he's going to trail 8-0.
Strait goes to that forearm cradle, does it again, jumps across. Oh, my.
Quick stick there, huh?
Freestyle stick.
Boyd said earlier they've been really fast on the pin. My goodness, that was incredibly quick on Tholstrup. Zach Strait advances to the finals. Now, Tholstrup will wrestle tomorrow, and he'll be waiting out in the consolation semifinal, so he's still just a match away from going to state, but they have to wait a while tomorrow to get back on the mat. Parker Tholstrup, a loss by fall to Zach Strait at 120 pounds. 138, our next weight class flip. That'll be Reed Knitter. And then we also have, of course, at 195 pounds, Gavin Ware wrestling in this semifinal round. We'll send it back over to the den, Bill Casper. All right, Flip, thanks. We have Reed Knitter taking the mat right now at 138 pounds. Championship semifinal matchup here. You win it, you hit the state. Red Coppice did that earlier. He's headed back to the Bicentennial Center at 106 pounds. At 120, Parker Tholstrup, good battle, but came up short. He'll be wrestling tomorrow. And now Reed Knitter and Gavin Ware, the final 2 to wrestle in this championship semifinal for this Friday night. Reed Knitter at 138 against Brighton Cruz of McPherson, 32-9 as senior.
Come out of the middle, they're just kind of hand fighting, trying to find position here early in this first period. Nothing really going on. They're just kind of inside head taps and not really even tying up yet at all.
Reed with some length on his opponent, a little stockier McPherson wrestler at 34-9 now after the 2 wins earlier to get to this position.
Reed tries a little arm drag and kind of pulled him right by him and missed the leg as he ran by.
Knitter, a junior, 27-15 on the year. Had a first round bye, and then got the 13-1 victory to get to this position.
And he goes on inside, got an inside tie, and he's jacking that up. Kind of try to rewrite it. He needs to reroute his head, get head position, which he does. Now he's got inside head position. So Cruz reaches out with a leg and kind of catches it. We're right on the edge of the mat. Both feet were out, so I don't know why they didn't stop it right there. Now he's got a cradle.
And a takedown. And now they whistle him to a stop. So unfortunate, both officials talking to each other. Coach DeGorge asking for a ruling and not getting any help. They're going to say 2 points on the takedown right on the edge.
But no escape is what I think he was wanting.
Oh, as they blew the whistle dead, Knitter was able to face up, and yeah.
I'd have been arguing more of the foot out. Each wrestler had a foot out, so it should have been stopped.
Of course, we had a better angle of that than the coaches for the Tigers.
So and there's 2 officials, but here we go. He's going back to center, still talking to Coach Pagorsh, kind of explaining what he saw.
Coach Pagorsh doesn't like it. Coach Rickley doesn't like it, but Reed Knitter's going to be down 2-0, 48 seconds to work. So he's still getting a conversation with the official. And they're still talking about it. Now the other official comes in to make sure they're explaining the same thing to Coach Pagorsh. Interested that they came back for the conversation after they'd kind of said, no, this is our call.
At least they're hearing him out here, and a lot of times they don't even talk to him at all, but they're taking the time to explain it so they make sure it's right and he knows what's happening.
And he's saying, 2, I want the escape. They're not going to get it, but a long conversation to explain his point. So Knitter will be in the down position, trailing 2-0. 48 to work first period, back underway.
Drew starts on the right side, and he kind of breaks him down, gets that arm in, gets the Lundy. Kind of being blocked by the time clock.
And he's got the Lundy arm still, now he loses it. He's just on top, riding with heavy hips right now, trying to get control of the wrist underneath. Far side looks like I thought he was trying to get a half in. He's not. Just trying to get control of the arm as Knitter's almost gotten to his feet. Now he's rolled back down to the edge of the mat.
He got one arm caught when he's coming back up. Now, a little tilt by Crew. Knitter's out on the outside edge, out of bounds, and they go out. So, restart at the center, 12 seconds left. Kind of some short time. Let's see if he can get one out of this.
Down 2-0. Reed Knitter wrestling here at 138 pounds. Final wrestler tonight will be Gavin Ware at 195. Back underway. 12 seconds. Knitter barely to his feet. Now tries to roll through, but he's getting tilted, although there was not enough time that, they do give 2 back points. Wow. And that'll close down the second period, and Knitter's going to trail 4-0. Quick count to me anyway, Benny. Maybe you thought he had him there at an angle long enough.
Going to go neutral here as starts the second period. So Reed's going to have to get
double shot on him. He does block it off pretty well so far, but
trying to get a whizzer in, can't quite get it. He's got a belly down, give up the 2-point takedown.
Knitter down 6-0 now. Now a reversal, so it'll be down 6-2.
Crew tried that tilt and tried to come around.
Knitter's got a half in there.
Yeah, he does. Driving it hard. On top of it, staying on top of it.
Walking it around.
It's about there. He flips it. Now he's getting back. Get around, get around, get around.
Still got the half in. He's back in behind. Minute 20 left. We're still just the second period. Boy, he almost stuck him. Now he took the power half on.
Crew kind of got his body twisted all the way into a pretzel and kept him from turning him again, so he has to go back, cover the hips. It is 6-4 now, so we're only down 2 with a minute left here in the second period.
So a long way to go in this one. By the way, minute 50 left, placing the Lady Tigers up by 10, 47-37 on Abilene. Here it's Reed Knitter trailing 6-4, but coming from behind.
Blocked again by that clock, so I'm not able to tell what's going on there.
Well, he's got good control. Looks like he's trying to slip a ball and chain in there.
We like where we're sitting, but that clock kind of blocked it quite a few times, and right now he's riding hard on top.
33 seconds to work. Now his opponent continues Cruz and McPherson to slide toward the edge and finally gets the stop as they go outside the circle. 6-4, Knitter, who was down 4-0 to start, battling back here.
30 seconds left in the second, and Reed starts on the right side. Crew hits a switch, and he follows it around and stays on top.
24 to work. Knitter in position right now, riding heavy.
He's staying heavy with his hands on top and really burying his head in the back. So there's Crew trying to do a little reverse flip to grab Reed's head. He's trying to pull it through, and Reed gets out of that.
4 seconds left in the second period, and that will close it out. So Reed Knitter right back in position going to the final 2 minutes. All to the Tiger coaches, you were just about to comment.
All coaches are looking at each other. Well, where should we go here?
They're going to put him in the down position. He did have the reversal, and he was able to get him to his back. So maybe a chance here to tie it up if he can hit one again.
Takes down position right on the whistle start. He comes to his feet. Crew drops through the ankles, and Reed kind of gets away from it, but then Crew comes around and gains possession.
So now
He's on top. He's tried to shoot a half on Reed, but Reed's got the arm away from him where he can't get it.
Ended 44 to work in the match. Reed Knitter trails 6-4.
Crew hooks the legs, puts the legs in. Now Reed's trying to get them legs back. He's underhooked one of them, so he's got to keep lifting. Keep lifting that leg. Keep that hook. Keep lifting. Come out the back.
And now, and reversal the top. A minute 20 left in the match.
Time match 6-6, minute 15 left. Reed goes for that half, and he can't quite get it dug in. Switches to the right side and puts the half in.
He had the half in there when he got some back points earlier. He almost stuck him in the second period. Still working on the half. Crew's pulling the arm away.
Reed using his head. Crew tries a little Grammy roll. Reed fights that off. They're on the edge of the mat, though, unfortunately, because he just got that half in on the left side, and they're going to be really close to being out of bounds right now.
44 seconds. Cruz, of course, trying to get out of the circle, and now he does, and they'll whistle it to a stop. Tied at 6.
39 seconds left.
Knitter looks like he's ready to go, and Cruz is really trying to find some air right now.
Kind of gasped him a little bit, but by now Reed needs to just stay on him with that half and maybe try and get an opportunity to get that the caution.
Coach Rickley asking for a caution, not getting it. We're going to get back underway. Knitter tied 6-6, and now we get the caution.
By Reed.
On Knitter.
We started a little too quick.
6-6 tie, 38 to work, third period. Reed Knitter has come from behind to tie it.
Starts on the right side, switches to the left side. It's nothing there. Just kind of heel drops him back because he came to his feet, Crew did.
He's trying to work that half in there again. He's unable to get it. Now he's at the far side half for a moment. Now Cruz is to his feet, and now Knitter slips.
So he gives it up, bellies down, 17 seconds. He's going to have to go.
Down by 2 now.
Oh, and he's almost gets stacked, but he stops the stack. He's going to have to do something here.
8 seconds. Again, Cruz tries to stack him. Down to 4, 3, 2, and Reed Knitter is going to lose a tough one. What a great battle, but he loses an 8-6 decision. And that'll drop Knitter into tomorrow's consolation semifinals. Came all the way from behind and just could not finish it off. It's an 8-6 finish. Reed Knitter will wrestle tomorrow in the consolation semifinals.
That's too bad. It was a hard-fought match, and he gave it all he got and didn't have quite the luck.
Tough finish for Reed Knitter. The Lady Tigers have won 52-42. We'll send it back over to Phil Casper, let him recap that. We've got a ways before Gavin Ware will take the mat, but he will be our final match of the night at 195 pounds when he's ready to go. Bringing you back here to Abilene.
Getting set for boys basketball in the Den, Abilene and Clay Center. Let's get to Rocky Downing and Benny Wallace. Rocky, why don't you catch us up on what's happened throughout the day as we wait for Gavin Ware to take the mat?
You bet, Flip. They're currently wrestling the 152-pound weight class, so we're waiting for the 195-pound weight class semifinals. They are down to 2 mats. They will not move to the next weight class until the weight class wrestling has finished both of the matches. That gives you some idea on the timing on that. Let's start with Rhett Coppice, who is state qualified, 106 pounds. He's going to wrestle for the regional title tomorrow night against Isaac Novotny of Marysville. Complete control, won by Paul after a first-round bye, and then a 4-2 victory to move into the championship tomorrow night.
Looked really solid, that's for sure.
Third ranked in the state at 106. Bryden Shoemaker had a first-round bye, then lost to one of the top wrestlers in the state, William Strode of Abilene. He will wrestle Weirs of Larned tomorrow morning in the cross-bracketing round. At 120 pounds, Parker Tholstrup made the semifinals. He lost by fall to Zach Strait of Concordia, again the top seed in this tournament. Parker now is still one match away from going to state. He'll wrestle tomorrow in a consolation semifinals. That's always a big-time round.
Yeah, it's great to get that far out that front, because then if you do lose, you got to win one more on the back.
We moved to 138 pounds. You just heard Reed Knitter. What a battle right down to the wire. He ended up with a 8-6 loss. He will be in that same round as Parker tomorrow at the consolation semifinals. At 145, Keegan Brownell won his first match today by fall, then lost by a fall. He is going to be wrestling tomorrow against Witt of Chapman, and that will be in the cross-bracketing round, that 10 o'clock round. Also, Ethan Alquist, he would lose his first match, then come back and get a pin over Hill of Chapman to move on to that consolation cross-bracketing tomorrow morning. Tyson Thipsard lost his match against Dakota Lawn of Abilene, but he had a bye in the backside, so he's in the cross-bracketing tomorrow morning. At 182 pounds, same thing for Quentin Schultz. Lost his first match, had a bye in the consolation round. He'll be in the cross-bracketing tomorrow. Gavin Ware yet to go. We'll get back to that in just a second. Keegan McDonald at 220 pounds. The freshman came out, but wrestling in that heavier weight class, lost both of his matches. Both were by fall, and he will see his weekend finished on this Friday. Logan McDonald won his first match by a pin, and then really battled the top seed, Seth Gradian of Marysville, lost a 5-2 decision. He'll be wrestling tomorrow in the cross-bracketing round as well. So a lot of wrestlers still in action tomorrow, almost all making it through to Saturday. And the one left to wrestle tonight is Gavin Ware, who got his 100th career win earlier by a pin in the first period, and that was over Burks of Smoky Valley. He will now take on Lindhorst of Marysville. Matt Lindhorst, they know each other well. That match will be the semifinal to get a chance to move on to state again and to wrestle for a regional title tomorrow night.
100 wins. That's pretty awesome.
Pretty amazing. Triple digits in victories for the Beast, Gavin Ware. Phil, that's a recap of what has taken place thus far today and what's to come. One match left here in Abilene for us. All right, Flip, thanks. We'll get back there when we wrap this up at one final match of the day. Gavin Ware, as you heard Flip say, got his 100th career victory earlier today, and he is in the championship semifinals right now. He will take on Lindhorst, Matt Lindhorst of Marysville, a junior at 12-6. Gavin Ware, second rate in the state in 4A, and we're underway.
Gavin started with that inside tie, and nothing's there, so he backs out. Stay in the middle, but they're really doing a lot of hand fighting right now.
He's shot in deep by Ware, kind of has his head down below, now stands up, tries to duck on under. Now they both come back to their feet, and then we'll break apart.
Nothing there, so they go back to center, kind of reset. Gavin's got hand control and breaks away. He loves that fireman, so he tries to get that inside tie.
There he went for it.
Here's the duck, goes cut double, trips it over, got 2 for a takedown.
So Gavin Ware leads early 2-0 in minute 15. We're still in the first period.
Scoreboard in my way again.
The official as well, actually. Now, Lindhorst to his feet. Ware's going to cut him loose and leads 2-1. Back locked up in the middle. There's just under a minute to go first period. 195 pounds semifinals.
Lindhorst got a little bit of height advantage over Gavin, but they go back to center. Their Matt Lindhorst tries a little slide, and Gavin blocks that. Now he goes for that double leg deep, powers through it. Lifting, got to stay in bounds.
Now he turns back towards center, still in position. Now lifts the wrestler. Lindhorst off
right into a half. Catches the half, catches the leg too, so he's gathered the leg. He even got it with his other leg. He's going to kick out. He can hang on to that. Lindhorst pops his head through and gets out of it.
13 seconds, but good point late in the period for Gavin Ware. He leads 6-1 now.
Good lift. And there Lindhorst does a little switch, and Gavin gets out of position, so he just lets go and cuts him.
So we'll go to period 2 with a 6-2 lead for Gavin Ware. The only points for Matt Lindhorst coming on a skates. Gavin's had a couple of takedowns and some back points. Gavin looks like he's wanting to get his left hand re-wrapped, maybe.
Retaped, possibly, but right now he's just going to go ahead and go to the bottom position.
So he chooses down, leading 6-2, and Matt Lindhorst goes in on top. quickly to his feet. Gavin Ware peeling the hands near the edge, lifted it back to the mat, bounces right back up.
And Horse did a nice job of covering him, not letting him feel like that. So then he took the leg in, so he's came back up to his feet again, and Lindhorst lifts and sets him again. Gavin back to his feet. They're close to the out-of-bounds circle. Gavin trying to just cut it off, but Lindhorst hooks that leg in for a cross-body.
6-2, Ware leads it, a minute 30 to work, second period.
Now got a cradle on Gavin. Gavin's going to have to be careful. He's got to try and get that broke. Lindhorst is so long, we were talking about that earlier, but he's got a cradle on Gavin, and he's got to keep from getting
pin for Ware. He absolutely just over-muscled Lindhorst up top.
Lindhorst had a cradle on him, was trying to pull him over, and Gavin just got him stopped. I couldn't even see it because of the scoreboard, but good job by Gavin there to get a stick.
He simply overpowered the upper body, even though he was in a cradle, and by the time he reached across, he had him to his shoulders, and he had the stick. Another Tiger pin, win 101, by the way, down the career for Gavin Ware, and he's headed back to the state championships. So Ware finishes with a pin for the day for the Tigers. Our final match at 195 pounds. Again, Rhett Coppice and Gavin Ware both have qualified for state. They'll be in the championships tomorrow night, and a whole lot of Tigers still to wrestle tomorrow in the cross-bracketing and quarterfinal and consolation semifinal round. Again, if they win by a fall for Gavin Ware over Matt Lindhorst of Marysville in the second period, to send him on to the state championships once again. Good stuff from Gavin Ware, huh?
Really good stuff. You know, he came out here pretty strong, and he was really good on his feet. Took him right through his back, got a few points built up, and had a lot of confidence.
Tigers will conclude now the day one of the 4A Regional Championships. Of course, back with you tomorrow morning. The consolation cross-bracketing round begins at 10 a.m. We're going to take you to a timeout, and we'll send you back over to the Den with Bill Casper.